It's no secret that Donald Trump and Elon Musk aren't exactly broing anymore, but it's not entirely apparent why. Sure, on the surface, Elon Musk really took issue with Trump's big, beautiful bill, and there's the whole tax on electric vehicles that doesn't exactly help Tesla, but is that really it? That's all it took? If any of you have read Walter Isaacson's detailed biography on Elon Musk, it may give you a little bit of a clearer picture into the mind of the world's richest man. And if you haven't, don't worry, I've got you covered. Elon Musk had a bit of a rough and tumble life. His dad was quite a hard creature to live with growing up, and Elon Musk was taught to fight to survive. South Africa was a hard place to grow up for Caucasian teens. Not as hard as it is now, but not exactly easy. Elon Musk would go to this survivalist camp in the summer, and the first year he went, he didn't eat for over a week because the older kids would bully him in order to get more food for themselves. In 2011, a kid died at a camp like that in South Africa after being beaten, tortured, and starved to death by older campers. Yikes. And it was clear to people around Elon that he was special from an early age. In fact, let's look at this clip from Elon's father that is actually quite telling, not only in order to assess the current political spat between Musk and Donald Trump, but more importantly, to gain a glimpse into Elon Musk as a person.
And he mentioned that he has Asperger's, which is a type of autism.
Yeah.
Were you aware of this at all? And has he actually been diagnosed with Asperger's, or this is just a self-diagnosis?
Well, I don't know if he had some sort of diagnosis, but as a young boy, it's not only him, it's me and my brother. A couple of the people in the family are a bit like that. Once we focus on something, it's difficult to get our attention. And so we sort of cut the world out. He was very much like that. And when he was in grade 2, 7 years or 8 years old, the headmaster of the school phoned me and said he needs to see me. So I realized, oh boy, it's about Elon. Elon had this knack of telling older people who queried anything he was doing, because he would often read books that were very thick, and adults might say to him, what, are you reading that? Or don't you look at the pictures or something? And then he'd say to the adult, well, no, of course not, stupid. I read this book, Sort of discipline him a bit on that kind of thing. Anyway, I thought, oh my God, he's told the teacher's stupid or something. So I went to the school, with trepidation. And when I went into the headmaster's office, there was this older lady, I think she was obviously the teacher, wringing her hands, and looking terribly unhappy. And the headmaster was a very good man. And I sat down, I said, what is the problem? And he said to me, they didn't mince words in those days. He said to me, your son is retarded. We think your son is retarded. So I thought, oh, wow. I was glad he wasn't saying something else. Anyway, of course I knew Elon wasn't retarded. So I said, well, why? Why do you say that? And she said, well, yesterday, again, he sits and stares out of the window while everybody's taking note in the class. The other kids are taking note. He sits and stares out of the window. A very leafy suburb that we lived in. And she said nothing she does gets his attention. And she actually went up to him, as she explained, and she would pushed him on the shoulder before he jump around and look at her. And then she said, what? He asked him, why? What are you doing? And he said, look, the trees are getting green, or they're all getting leaves, or something to that effect. So I thought, well, that's a reasonable. I didn't see anything wrong with that, but they figured there's something wrong with him, and of course that ties in with a certain amount of, I suppose you could call it a sort of autism. Today, for example, with Elon, even today, it's quite a handy thing. It's very difficult to actually upset Elon, because you can often say something to him which is rude, and it just bounces off him. He doesn't even listen. It doesn't penetrate. It's a sort of handy trick to have.
And we've learned a couple of things from the clip that actually line up really well with the information in Isaacson's biography. From an early age, Elon Musk didn't quite fit in. He was socially awkward, to the point where other kids and even teachers thought that he was mentally handicapped. He had a bad habit of saying things that often offended other people, like calling adults stupid or calling Trump an Epstein list member. Musk has always had a flair for saying inappropriate and offensive things.
Go f yourself. But go f yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience.
In fact, once at an early age, one of Musk's classmates' father had committed suicide. Elon Musk took the opportunity to tell the boy how stupid his father was. The boy proceeded to beat Elon to a bloody pulp and literally disfigured his face a bit. Now, giving Elon the benefit of the doubt, I think he was saying that only a stupid person would kill themselves and leave their kid behind to suffer as a consequence. But I think I've made my point that Elon Musk has always said stupid things. And this sort of ties in with another thing we learned in this video, which is that Elon Musk likely has Asperger's syndrome, which would actually make a lot of sense. People with Asperger's syndrome often have weird quirks in body language or speech and have quite a hard time picking up on social cues or understanding social awareness in particular situations. And they're often extremely obsessed with one or two certain topics or ideas, like electric cars or starting a space civilization that starts a colony on Mars. And even in his business ventures, Elon Musk's social quirks and disagreeableness often showed. But Elon Musk's obsession with one particular topic is what made him such a brilliant inventor, businessman, and CEO. It also helped that he had an IQ nearly as high as Albert Einstein's. But his brilliance and obsessiveness came at a cost. Many of his long-term business relationships were ruined because of minor disagreements that ended those relationships. We even got a taste of this when Vivek Ramaswamy suddenly disappeared from Doge. Apparently, Ramaswamy and Musk had some irreconcilable differences and just couldn't both run the organization. And Elon Musk's disagreeableness and willingness to be a disruptor worked well when he had to fire 75% of Twitter's staff.
Anyone want to elaborate why they like working from home? Yeah, go ahead.
Because driving back and forth is expensive. I find that I get all my work done easier here, plus, I can spend more time with my cats.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Cats?
You like cats?
Nope. But what I would like right now is to fire you. So, yeah, you is fired. Get lost. That was fun. Okay, but for real now, who
And disrupt their corporate bureaucracy. But Elon Musk brought that same no negotiation combativeness to politics, and it didn't really work well for him. And I think Elon Musk has some regrets. He stated as much, but I also think Elon Musk misunderstood the nature of the beast when it came to politics. In some ways, Elon Musk is a very childlike. He's brilliant, says crazy things, but he also doesn't really hold a grudge. In fact, Max Levchin gives us a telling story in the Isaacson biography where after Elon Musk was voted out from being the CEO of PayPal, he walked into the back parking lot where Levchin was sitting on a curb and sat down next to him. Levchin thought Musk would be furious. He actually feared that Elon was going to physically attack him. Instead, Elon Musk sat down next to him and simply looked hurt. He asked Max why he voted against him, and Levchin told him he thought it was best for the company. Elon simply shook his head and left, with his head hanging down in sadness. And honestly, X can feed into the worst of human impulses. Impulsivity and drama. These tweets that Elon made about Trump being on the Epstein list seem to be another instance of Elon spatting with someone he disagrees with and taking it too far. In fact, it's not the first time Musk has said something like that.
I think part of why Kamala is getting so much support is that if Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public. And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
Yeah. Do you think Reid Hoffman's uncomfortable?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Gates.
My point is, I think Elon Musk's interests have shifted a bit, at least temporarily. Instead of obsessed with business, Musk got obsessed with politics. And unlike in the business ventures the billionaire has been a part of, he didn't have complete control. Being disagreeable in politics is a good way to no longer be in politics, and unfortunately now Elon is stuck between a rock and a hard place. The climate change nuts on the left that love Elon Musk for his electric cars are now firebombing his electric cars, and now a lot of MAGA distrusts him because he turned on Trump. So what are we to do, America? Well, maybe we just ought to forgive the eccentric billionaire and understand that sometimes brilliance comes with cost. That's not to say that we should blindly follow him, but maybe we should understand the caveats that come with a man like Elon Musk.
Subscribe or I'll lefty climate change activist your Tesla.